I was once the girl everyone in the village talked about, but in a good way. My name is Ngozi, daughter of Mazi Okocha and Mama Nkechi. People said I was carved by the gods themselves. My skin shone like polished bronze, and my smile could light up the darkest evening. Every morning, I followed my mother to the farm. Every evening, I went with my brother Emmanuel to fetch firewood. When we got home, I cooked for the whole family. My father would look at me with proud eyes and say, "Ngozi, my pride, you will marry a rich man who will love you forever. You are a rare gem." Mothers told their daughters, "Be like Ngozi, learn from her." Young men slowed down when I passed, calling, "Fine girl, you look like the morning sun." They brought me beads, coconuts, roasted groundnut, anything to see me smile. I always lowered my eyes and walked faster, shy but happy inside. But beauty brings envy too. Some girls hissed when I walked by. "Look at her walking like she owns the land. She thinks she is better than us." I pretended not to hear. I just wanted peace. One hot afternoon, I was coming from the market with a basket full of ripe tomatoes. A group of girls stood in my way. I tried to pass quietly, but one of them bumped me hard on purpose. My basket fell. Tomatoes rolled everywhere. I got angry. "Why did you do that?" She said it was a mistake, laughing with the others. They circled me like vultures. I knew it was a trap. I swallowed my pride and knelt to pick the tomatoes. They stepped on them, crushing them into red pulp. My heart burned with shame. Then a strong voice shouted, "Stop that!" Everyone turned. It was Chidima, the girl no one dared to befriend. They said her mother, Mama Kai, was evil. 4 husbands dead, all mysterious. People feared her house like a grave. The girls scattered immediately. Chidima knelt beside me and helped pick the few tomatoes that were left. I whispered, "Thank you," still shaking. She walked with me until we reached her compound, then she waved goodbye. That night, I told my mother. She frowned deep. "Be careful with that Chidima. An apple does not fall far from the tree." I only smiled and nodded. But something warm grew inside me. For the first time, someone had stood up for me without wanting anything back. The next morning at the stream, I saw Chidima again. We smiled, we talked, we laughed. From that day, we became friends, real friends. We went to the market together, fetched firewood together, shared secrets under the mango tree. My life felt perfect. I didn't know then that perfection never lasts long. I didn't know the darkest storm was already gathering, quietly, slowly, inside the heart of the only friend I trusted. I remember the exact moment everything changed. We were walking home from the stream when drums announced the prince was passing through the village. Everyone bowed low. I bowed too, but suddenly the drum stopped. I felt eyes on me. I looked up. The prince was staring at me like the world had disappeared around us. My heart jumped to my throat. I stepped forward, knees shaking. "Whose daughter are you?" he asked, voice deep and soft. "I am Ngozi, daughter of Mazi Okocha," I answered, head bowed. He smiled like the sun had risen inside him. "Your beauty has stolen my breath. You look like a goddess among mortals." I felt my cheeks burn. Chidima stood beside me, grinning bigger than I was. When the prince finally left, She grabbed my arm and screamed, "My girl, the prince has an eye on you." She jumped and spun like a little girl. I laughed, shy, telling her to stop dreaming. But inside, my heart was dancing. The next morning, a palace guard came to our compound. He handed me a decorated bag heavy with gifts, fine wrappers, coral beads, gold earrings, things I had only seen in stories. I opened it with Chidima beside me. We screamed like children. I pulled out one beautiful wrapper and beads and pressed them into her hands. "Take, you deserve beautiful things too." She hugged me so tight, I felt her tears on my neck. But when she reached home, everything turned dark. She ran to her mother excited, showing the wrapper. "Mama, the prince loves Ngozi. Look what she gave me." Mama Kai's face twisted like she had swallowed bitter leaf. She snatched the wrapper and threw it in Chidima's face. "Foolish girl, you dance because your friend will be queen while you rot here?" Chidima froze. "If you married the prince, would you die?" Mama Kai hissed, then stormed out. That night, Chidima could not sleep. Those words kept ringing. "If you became queen, would you die?" A tiny seed of envy took root in her heart. Small, quiet, deadly. Days passed. The prince sent more gifts. He invited me to the palace. He treated me like I was already his. We talked for hours. He loved my gentleness. We agreed to wait until marriage before we touched each other. I felt safe, cherished, chosen by heaven itself. One day, I took Chidima with me to the palace. Her eyes grew wide at the painted walls, the tall warriors, the golden chairs. I laughed and told her how kind the prince was to me. She smiled, but something flickered behind her eyes. When the prince finally proposed, the whole village heard it. Wedding plans started immediately. I was so busy with fabrics, invitations, ceremonies. I saw Chidima less and less. Each time I apologized, she smiled and said, "You're going to be queen. I understand." But inside her, the seed was growing. Watered by every bow people gave me, every future queen they called me, every gift the prince sent only to me. One day, Mama Kai found her sitting alone, staring at nothing. "So our future queen has forgotten you already?" she mocked. Chidima's fist tightened. "That marriage must not happen," Mama Kai whispered, voice dripping poison. "You deserve that throne more than anyone, and I have a plan." Chidima shouted, "No, Mama, I'm tired of your evil." She ran out, crying. But the next day, walking through the market, people bowed to me. Girls who once crushed my tomatoes now touched my hand and called me Mother of the Land. Chidima stood behind me, unseen, unheard. The pain in her chest grew too heavy to carry. She went home and found her mother stirring soup. "Mama," she said, voice cold and flat, "what is the plan?" Mama Kai turned slowly and smiled the slowest, darkest smile I have ever imagined. "Invite her to dinner tomorrow night. Leave everything to me." That evening, Chidima came to my house. "Ngozi, come and eat with us tomorrow. Just us, like old times." I was so happy. Finally, some quiet time with my friend. I didn't see the shadow in her eyes. I didn't feel the knife already raised above my life. I said yes. And that yes was the moment my entire world began to burn.
I walked into Chidima's compound that evening feeling light, almost like the old days. Mama Kai greeted me with the widest smile I had ever seen on her face. It felt strange, but I told myself, maybe she's finally happy for me. We laughed, we ate, we talked about little things. The food tasted richer than usual. I even told Mama Kai, "This soup is delicious." She only smiled and nodded. When I left, Chidima hugged me so tight I almost couldn't breathe. I waved goodnight and walked home under the moon, happy. Then, the night turned to hell. I woke up in the middle of the night burning, not outside, inside. Deep between my legs, a fire was raging, wild, hungry, impossible to ignore. My whole body shook. I tried to pray. I tried to drink water. Nothing helped. By morning, the fire had become a madness. I couldn't sit. I couldn't think. I ran out of the house like a possessed woman. On the bush path, I saw Oyina, the hunter. Before I knew what I was doing, I grabbed his hand. Oyina, please, sleep with me right now. I beg you. He looked at me like I had lost my mind. Ngozi, you are the priest's bride. I didn't hear him. I threw myself at him. I cried. I begged. Something inside me was stronger than me. When he finished, Oyina sat on the ground shaking, staring at me like I was a demon. I ran home and collapsed, sobbing. I had just given myself to a man I barely knew, days before my wedding. I couldn't understand what was happening. Later that day, I went to the palace hoping the prince would calm me. He was away. I lay on his bed trying to rest. But the fire came back worse. I ran out, saw a palace guard, followed him into a small room, and it happened again. Still, the fire did not cool. That night, I slept beside my prince. When the urge returned, I reached for him, panting, tearing at my clothes. Ngozi, we agreed to wait, he said, scared. I can't, please. I forced myself on him again and again, crying, begging for more like an animal. Before dawn, he pushed me away in horror. I thought you were pure. You're an animal. Leave this palace and never come back. The guards dragged me out while I screamed, I'm sorry, something is wrong with me. The gate slammed shut behind me. By morning, the whole village knew. Some laughed. Some whispered I had always been pretending. Future queen, indeed, they mocked. I locked myself in my room and cried until there was nothing left. My mother held me, confused, asking what happened. I couldn't tell her. I was too ashamed. Meanwhile, in Chidima's house, Mama Kai danced and laughed like she had won a war. Chidima forced a smile, but guilt was eating her alive. Days turned to weeks. The fire never left me. Every day I walked the village like a ghost, begging any man, old, young, married, single, to touch me. Young boys tapped their manhood and laughed when they saw me coming. I lowered my head and still begged. My name became a curse word. Mothers used me to warn their daughters. If you misbehave, you will end up like Ngozi. One night, the pain became too much. I tiptoed to my own brother Emmanuel's room. Tears pouring, I whispered, Brother, please, just touch me small, even if it is only the tip. The slap he gave me rang through the night. Ngozi, what is wrong with you? He shouted, trembling with shock. That morning, my parents carried me to the church. The priest saw me and knew this was no ordinary sickness. He called pastors, prophets, bishops. They prayed over me for hours. I screamed. I rolled on the floor. My body twisted like something inside was fighting to stay. Then suddenly, like a heavy chain breaking, the fire left me. I could breathe again. My mind came back. I was free. But freedom came too late. My name was already destroyed. My wedding was gone. My prince was gone. And the worst was yet to come. That same week, my mother sat me down, eyes filled with pain. Ngozi, Chidima is marrying the prince. I couldn't speak. My best friend taking my place, wearing my crown. That night, the fire almost returned. Not in my body, but in my heart. Betrayal cut deeper than any knife. I didn't know the wedding drums were already counting down to the final judgment. I didn't know the gods were watching, and I didn't know that very soon, the truth would scream louder than all the lies that buried me.
I was free from the fire, but I was not free from the shame. Everywhere I walked, eyes followed me, some with pity, some with disgust, some with secret laughter. Mothers pulled their children inside when they saw me coming. My own father could barely look at me without tears. I became a ghost in my own village. Then came the wedding day of Chidinma and the prince. I stayed home. I couldn't watch, but the drums reached even our compound, loud, happy, cruel. People said Mama Kai was dancing in front, chest pushed out like a proud hen, telling anyone who would listen. Didn't I tell you? My daughter was born for greatness. I sat on the mud floor, hugging my knees, trying to shut the noise out. My mother kept coming in and out, wiping tears, saying nothing. Then suddenly, the drums stopped. A scream tore through the air, so loud, so broken, it felt like the sky itself cracked open. Another scream followed, another. The ground shook. Thunder exploded without warning. A violent wind swept through the village, slamming doors, scattering roofs, driving people to their knees. I ran outside. Everyone was running toward the palace, shouting the same words over and over. They are confessing. Mama Kai and Chidinma, they are confessing. My feet carried me there before my mind agreed. When I reached the palace courtyard, I saw it with my own eyes. Chidinma was rolling on the ground in her royal wedding beads, tearing at her gown, crying and screaming, "Forgive me, forgive me, it was my mother. She put something in Ngozi's food. She cursed her so she would lose her senses. It wasn't Ngozi's fault, it was us." Mama Kai was beside her, twisting like a snake with a broken back, foaming at the mouth, eyes rolled white. She tried to speak, but only strange sounds came out. Then her body gave one last jerk, and she fell still, dead, right there in front of the prince, the chiefs, the whole village. Silence fell so heavy you could hear hearts breaking. Then Chidinma jumped up, laughing like a mad woman, pulling out her hair, dancing and shouting to people only she could see. Palace guards stepped back in fear. Children screamed. The prince stood frozen, face pale, crown slipping from his head. I just stood at the back of the crowd, tears running down my cheeks. Not from pain anymore, from relief so big it hurt. The truth had finally spoken. That same week, my parents packed our few things. I couldn't stay where every wall remembered my shame. We left before sunrise, quietly like thieves. I moved to the city to live with my aunt. The first months were hard. Nightmares came often. But slowly, very slowly, the city noise drowned the village voices. I learned to smile again. I learned to walk with my head up again. Years passed. One day, a kind man, gentle, wealthy from honest work, saw me at the market and could not look away. He courted me with respect. He listened when I finally gathered the courage to tell him my story. He held me and said, "Your past does not scare me. Your heart does not shame me." We married in a small, quiet ceremony filled with real joy. No drums, no crowds, just love. On the morning after our wedding, I stood on the balcony of our new house, watching the sun rise over the city. My husband came behind me, wrapped his arms around my waist, and whispered, "Good morning, my queen." I smiled. For the first time in years, the name felt true. Back in the village, people say Chidinma still wanders the bush paths, laughing at nothing, hair wild, clothes torn. They say Mama Kai's body was buried outside the village wall because no one wanted her spirit near their homes. But I don't think about them anymore. I think about the girl I used to be, the one who only wanted to be kind, who shared her gifts, who loved her friend with her whole heart. That girl did not die in the fire. She walked through it, and on the other side, she found peace. Envy is a poison that kills the one who drinks it first. Jealousy digs two graves, one for its victim, one for itself. I chose forgiveness. I chose to live. And today, when the sun touches my face and my husband calls me his queen, I know the gods kept me alive for this, for a love that sees me, truly sees me, and still chooses me every single day.
Become part of our storytelling family by subscribing to our channel, Majestic Mumxy. Like this video and share it with your community. Stay tuned. More enchanting tales awaits you.